want you to imagine a situation. Two students are both 30 years old. One is taller, stronger, and can jump higher. Meanwhile, the other one is smaller and struggles with some movement. Does that automatically mean that the taller student has a better motor skills? And here's another question. If a student is very good at basketball, does that automatically mean that the student is physically literate? Not necessarily. Today, we're going to explore the three connected concepts that can help us to understand learners better. First, we have the motor development. Second, we have the motor competence. And lastly, we have the physical literacy.
Let's start with motor development. Motor development refers to changes in movement behavior throughout a person's lifespan. It is influenced by biological characteristics, maturation, experience, environmental opportunities, and task demands. In simple terms, motor development is about how our movement changes and develop over time. For example, a child's movement abilities can develop from simple movements like walking and running into more complex skills like jumping, throwing, swimming, or playing sports.
Now, we need to distinguish motor development from physical growth. Physical growth refers to the measurable changes in the body, such as height, body mass, limb dimension, skeletal development, and muscle mass. But here's an important point. Growth does not automatically equal skill. A student may become taller and stronger, but that does not automatically mean they will become better at volleyball, swimming, or gymnastics.
Growth can even temporarily affect coordination. Imagine a 14-year-old volleyball player who suddenly grow a several centimeter. Their jumping or timing may temporarily become less coordinated. This doesn't mean the athletes became lazy or lost their abilities. Their bodies simply change, so they need time and practice to recalibrate their movements. This is why PE teachers and coaches should consider individual development instead of expecting students of the same age to perform exactly the same way.
Now that we understand motor development and physical growth, let's move to motor competence. Motor competence refers to a person's proficiency in performing movement skills.
These basic skills are important because they become the foundation for more specialized physical activities. For example, if a student develops good drawing and catching skills, those abilities can later be applied to sports like basketball, softball, or handball.
This part will be your most interesting scenario. Now let's consider two learners, Learner A and Learner B.
Learner B isn't the best athlete in the class, but they enjoy learning new skills, participate confidently, understand how to exercise safely, and are willing to participate in different activities.
Learner B isn't the best athletes in the class, but they enjoy learning new skills, participate confidently, understand how to exercise safely, and are willing to participate in different activities.
So, who do you think is better prepared for lifelong activities?
Well, the answer is Learner B. This is because physical literacy is more than being technically good at the sport. Physical literacy involves developing the competence, motivation, confidence, knowledge, and understanding needed to participate meaningfully in physical activities across different settings. The goal of PE should therefore not be to produce a student who can only perform one sport technique. Instead, PE should help students develop a positive and capable relationship with movement.
Let's see how this concept can actually be applied in PE lesson. Imagine we are teaching the volleyball serve. This shows that effective PE instructions considered not only performance but also confidence, learning, safety, adaptability, and participation.
So let's review it.
Physical growth focuses on the changes in the body.
Motor development focuses on changes in movement across the lifespan.
Motor competence is the ability to perform movement skills effectively.
Physical literacy goes beyond skill. It includes competence, confidence, motivation, knowledge, and understanding.
And as a future PE teachers, our goal is simply to ask, can the students perform the skills?
Understand it?
Can they adapt it?
Can they practice it?
Can they participate safely?
Are they confident?
Will they continue being physically active in our class? Because the ultimate goal of PE is not simply to create skilled athletes, it is to develop learners who are capable, confident, knowledgeable, and motivated to move throughout life.